Hello, Game Boys and Game Girls. I'm the Game Boy Guru, and welcome to 2024 and another pickups and arrivals video. I usually wait until I have a little bit more, but I kind of want to wipe the slate clean, if you will. Start the year off fresh, get everything off the table here that was from December, and just sort of clean the slate, like I said. Hopefully get to where then I can start a more regular cadence of doing pickups videos. So anyway, I don't have a ton to show you, but I've got some good stuff. So let's start with, I went out here a couple of weeks ago, I guess it's been, and picked up a few things at a couple of different game stores. Just did a little bit of shopping. Not too much, but a few items that I wanted to show off here. So I finally scored the Samurai Showdown anthology for PSP. This is one that I just don't see in the wild much. I don't know why, but it's one that I haven't seen. I paid a little bit more for it than I wanted to, but like I said, I just don't see it in the wild. So went ahead and grabbed that. This is one that I've been after for a little bit, and again, I hadn't seen it in a little bit, but it caught my eye at the store, so I went ahead and grabbed it, and that is Astro Boy, the video game, kind of based on the new Astro Boy movie at the time. And there was a GBA game, and then this, and I wanted to go ahead and grab that. Picked up a couple of original Xbox games. This one has been on my list for a while, and I've heard good things about it. It is Freaky Flyers, and I guess the way to think of it is it's sort of like Crimson Skies as a racing game. So Crimson Skies by way of Mario Kart, if you will. I'm not much of a racing game person, but I do like kart racers, and this seems like kind of a fun twist on that. So, like I said, I've heard good things about that game. And then this has been on my list for a while as well. Nightcaster: Defeat the Darkness. I have Nightcaster 2 for Xbox, and I've had it for a long time. But for some reason, every time I come across the original in the wild, it either doesn't have the manual or it's in rough shape. Either the case or the disc or whatever. But this one at the game store was in good shape, so I decided to go ahead and grab it. And then I grabbed this at I guess this belongs in the other pile. So I went to another store. Over this, not New Year's weekend, but Christmas weekend, I stopped at another store because I had to go and do some last-minute Christmas shopping. So while I was out, I got a couple of things. And so one of those is Dead Island Riptide, which I did not have for 360. Also on the 360, this is one that I had not seen in the wild before, or at least I don't recall seeing it, and that is Conflict Denied Ops. I have several other Conflict games. There were a couple of them that were released on 360 and PS2, but this one I had not seen, so was glad to find that. And this actually is one that I've been looking for some time, and I just don't see it in the wild. I don't know if it's because people hold on to their copies or they tend to sell them online or what, but that is the original Bayonetta for 360. The PS3 version might be fun to have just as a collectible, but this one actually plays nice. It doesn't have the performance issues that the PS3 version has, and so was glad to finally get this. I've played through it on on Wii U and on Switch, but I'm a fan, so I wanted to have that. This is another one that's been on my list for a while. And again, a lot of times when I see it in the wild, it's either not in good shape, it's not complete, or it's very overpriced. This one, though, was reasonable, and that is Rogue Trooper. I've heard good things about this, and I know there's a more recent remake that's out on Switch and stuff like that, but I really wanted to get this original release. And then this I picked up at Goodwill, and that is the PS4 version of Watch Dogs. And so, yeah, got my Goodwill receipt in there. Okay, so that is all the stuff that I picked up while I was out during the month. Let's move on to stuff that I have received in the mail. We'll start here. This is something I got from Limited Run Games just within the last week, and that is the Telenet Shooting Collection. This got a Japanese release as well, initially, but this is a collection of Mega Drive and PC Engine shooting games, and all developed and or published by Telenet. So here you have the front of the box with familiar Japanese art from Gyrus. There's the back. And the collection itself has... this has got... oh, nice. So it's got kind of an American cover style as well that has the Western or North American Gyrus art. But the collection itself has Gyrus and Granada that were Genesis games. And then on the PC Engine side, you have Psychic Storm and Avenger. So, of course, there's the Switch game card itself and the manual, which probably just has, little explanations, short little deals on each of the games. Nothing, not really instructions per se, but just little bits of information on each game. So definitely looking forward to this. It'll be nice to be able to cover a couple of these Japanese games, Psychic Storm and Avenger, that never got released on the TurboGrafx over here. On my podcast and stuff like that. We've already covered Gyrus, and Granada I would like to cover at some point. I did, longtime viewers of the channel will know that I did score a copy of that game. It was either early last year, 2023, or might have been in 2022 that I picked that one up. But I might have been early last year. No, I think it was the year before, because I had a gift card from my brother to the game store where I picked it up, and I want to say I ended up picking that up there because they were running a sale, and so I ended up getting something like 20% off or something like that. Anyway, Telenet Shooting Collection. Next, we'll go with this. This is a new Game Boy Color game that was developed by an independent entity, and is kind of I guess you would call it a Metroidvania style game. And that is Repugnant Bounty. by an outfit called Star Lab. See if I can break the plastic here without damaging the box. Yeah, so this is one that I was curious about and had been kind of following online a little bit. And when I saw it was going to get this physical treatment, I thought, yeah, I'll jump at that. Because it looks really impressive. Alright, so here's the cartridge. It's a Game Boy Color only. So of course it has the clear shell with the bump on the top, so you cannot insert it into a traditional Game Boy. This will, I'm sure, play nicely on the Analog Pocket. And then here's the manual. Nice, thick, full-color manual. Running, jumping, using weapons, equipping weapons. And some screenshots there and discussion of the UI and the menus. Looks like on the pause screen there you can see your inventory and select items, enable and disable abilities and so forth. Some of the upgrades and stuff that you have available to you. That's pretty cool. Oh, and then, oh, cool. There's your map. So a little handy reference. And then some character profiles. So yeah, this looked really impressive, and I was very excited to see this happen. Because you see a lot of Game Boy homebrew these days. There's a lot. And a lot of it is basic overhead adventure games, because that's the easiest kind to create within GB Studio. But when someone is able to go off the beaten path a bit and create something a bit more, what's the word? I don't know, a bit more ambitious, I guess, then it's cool to see a product like this come to light. This was something that I ordered off Amazon because I saw it pop up, and once again, I've played this game, I've already talked about it here, and that is Bayonetta for the Switch. So I already, of course, talked about Bayonetta for the 360, but I played this on the Switch because I got a digital copy of it that came with Bayonetta 2 when that first hit the Switch. But unlike the Wii U version, which the initial Wii U release of Bayonetta 2 came with a bonus disc that has the first Bayonetta. So for those unfamiliar, it's right behind me. Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U, you can see there at the very top, bonus Bayonetta game included, and it is indeed, because there's the first Bayonetta And then there's the second Bayonetta. So I played through the game via this physical release on Wii U, and then I played through it again on Switch when I got the digital download. But of course, the only physical that was released for the original Bayonetta on Switch early on was part of a deluxe collector's edition that came out in Japan, and that sold out really quickly. And then otherwise you could only get I think an Asia region release and possibly a weird European release. So the fact that this did finally get a Western, North American physical, yeah, it was just something that I was going to have. So anyway, Bayonetta on the Switch. Glad to finally have a legit physical of that. Now let's move on to a couple of more premium items. And the first of those is going to be this massive box for Dronpunch Daiojo Reincarnation. This is, of course, the M2 Shot Triggers release that just came out here in mid-December, I think. And that came with this nice little booklet, like several of the other Shot Triggers releases have. Let's take a brief look at the booklet. This bag unfortunately has the adhesive on the flap instead of on the regular plastic, like you see with a lot of CD and DVD cases. But kind of a basic reference guide here for the game with some arcade stuff, an explanation of all the different ship types and configurations. I think I've already downloaded a PDF translation of this from when this first shipped out. Someone did a translation pretty much immediately, but still awesome to have this. I love that they show full layouts of each stage, explaining different enemies and stuff with the mid-boss patterns and all of that. Stage 5, yep, and then there's the B, big B. Yeah, this is a cool little extra. It's always nice to get these sorts of things. Let's not stick the flap to the guide here. All right, and then on to the box itself, which the plastic is not the brittle kind, so I should just be able to, pull on that and split the top here without damaging the box, hopefully. I always appreciate when these premium releases get a premium packaging and a premium version, because the Shot Triggers M2 puts such love and care into the product itself. The game and everything that it is and does. So it's nice to see that they put the time and effort into everything that comes along with it. Oh, fun. So here's Huh. Here's a little angry leader bee. Pin. Kind of a fun little item there. Let's see, is there anything? There's nothing under here. There's nothing in there. Okay. Just making sure that I don't have anything more that I'll need to pull out. This isn't quite as elaborate as some of the collector's editions. I mean, obviously with Garega, you know, Limited Run did the ridiculous collector box in that, which I love. But this, of course, did come with a soundtrack. As you all know, I am a huge sucker for CD soundtracks. Oh yeah, this does have the little tear strip. I never stopped collecting CDs, unlike a lot of people, once the digital streaming thing became a reality. And so, we've got the Obi, or spine card here. There's your front and back with your track list. And then, of course, the disc itself. So, as always, this is going to go right into the game room, or into my home office, where my media server is, so I can rip the disc and get it on my home media server, and then this will go in my. I actually keep all my game soundtracks, even the ones that are included with special editions, in my music collection, because then I can pull the CD off the shelf whenever. This is nice. This Doronpachi Daiojo Reincarnation Official Archive. Really nice art book with the kind of embossed gold inlay there. So this is an art book, it looks like, primarily. Oh, and then, wow, there's a lot of text. Okay, so this has some concept art, and looks like it might be interview stuff. So, yeah, I'll have to break out the Google Lens and see about translating this to get some more insight here. Yeah, and of course the iconic art there that was used for the PlayStation 2 release. Yeah, so there's a lot in here, actually, a lot of text. So yeah, this will be interesting to translate and get a bit more insight into the game. Cool. And then, of course, M2 shot triggers on the back there. There's this, which is kind of a fun little reproduction of the arcade arts. You've got your small little instruction strip that would go on the control panel, and then your marquee art for a Japanese candy cab, such as like a Sega Blast City or Astro City or something with the large frame at the top that you could stick the art piece in. And there's even this configuration sheet on the back that gives you the list of the dip switch settings from the original arcade PCB, which is a fun little detail. So you can set it as 1 coin is 1 credit, all the way up to 9 coins for 1 credit for any super greedy operators there, or 2 coins start, 1 coin continue, or even free play. And then the difficulty settings: normal, easy, hard, and very hard. You can change your extend, threshold, your ship stock, which of course defaults to 3, but you can set it to 4, 5, or even 1. Enabling and disabling your C button for rapid. Yeah, that's pretty slick. And then, of course, you have the game itself. So let's break into that. So there's the front with the new art that is a sort of complement to the original iconic art that I showed before. Oh, neat. Oh, so there, it's a reversible cover, so it has that classic art if you prefer that. I like both. But I'm going to stick with the new art because I have the PS2 version, and I'll go ahead and leave that art for that one. There's also this little playing guide. So in the absence of a manual, you have kind of a basic, here's how to play the game. And then the game card itself there. So yeah. Doronpachi Daiojo Reincarnation from M2 Shot Triggers. Go ahead and slide these pieces back in here quick. Actually, let's see if I can make this a little cleaner. And I might actually just try and fit this little booklet in here for the sake of making this a little bit more easy to store. So the game box itself, just the basic game box, will go on my switched shelf. I'll have to figure out where to locate and display this piece. I'll have maybe a little bit of reconfiguring to do with my shelf. So normally I would end with a big ticket item like this, but I had to show off this one other piece here because much like last year, my brother just knows how to buy for me. And so for Christmas, he got me this Atari 2600 7800 Visual Compendium from Bitmap Books. Yes, my brother is very, very good at picking stuff for me. So it has this really nice kind of lenticular piece on the front with different art that, depending on how you move, you know, changes the look of stuff. And much like the arcade art book that he got me last year, of course, it has this nice case. It is not a hardcover necessarily. It's kind of a in between. It's a soft cover, but it has this nice nice cover on it. But it is a visual compendium to the 2600 and the 7800. And of course, there's going to be a lot of exposition about the systems. There's Ninja Golf. Yeah. So here, right away, there's Indy 500. Of course, I'm going to leave fingerprints all over these pages. Video Olympics. Now this is not one that I'm familiar with. It's called Surround. Oh, it's a snake game. Huh. Here's Sea Battle, Space War, of course, Outlaw, Superman, Video Chess, which is kind of impressive for what it is, given the low resolution of the VCS. Space Invaders, of course, which was an iconic port of the game. Night Driver, Maze Craze, Adventure, naturally. Some interviews in here. Very cool. Dodge 'em, classic. Dragster. I don't think I ever played Dragster as a kid. That was one that my next door neighbor didn't have. Fishing Derby, Circus Atari, Ice Hockey, which again, you know, given the low resolution of the VCS, actually had some pretty good looking sprite art of the characters. Video Pinball, which I remember playing and enjoying. Stampede. My cousins had that game, and I remember enjoying playing that with them. Warlords. Freeway. That's another one I didn't play, which I think is basically a Frogger clone in some ways. Laser Blast. Kaboom. Missile Command. Played a lot of Missile Command as a kid. Super Breakout. My next door neighbor had Missile Command. Yar's Revenge. So these are not necessarily in a in release order. Haunted House. Pac-Man. Played a lot of Pac-Man on the 2600. It was actually one of the very first video games I ever played. Pac-Man in Combat. Demon Attack. Oh yeah, an interview with Carol Shaw, who developed River Raid. Space Jockey, excuse me, from US Games. Real Sports Volleyball. Dragonfire from iMagic. Chopper Command. Total classic. I played a lot of Chopper Command. My next door neighbor had that. Lock and Chase. Star Raiders. We tried to play Star Raiders. My next door neighbor had the little keyboard controller for it, but he never had the overlay, so we really had no idea what we were doing. River Raid, of course. Berserk. Good conversion of Berserk. Vanguard. This is another one that I loved as a kid. Played a lot of Vanguard on the 2600. Such an interesting game. And one that I think probably contributed to fueling my love for the shoot 'em up genre early on. Little Activision right up here. Pitfall. Yes. I played so much Pitfall as a kid. So this is going to be fun to just sort of read through. Man, there was so much stuff released in 1982. It's crazy how many games were published in 1982 and 83. Yeah, here we go. And then 7800. Oh, these are some of the later re-releases of the games. Oh, nice. With the retooled box art. Yeah. Millipede from 84. Defender 2. Yep, re-releases of Pitfall and Combat. Star Wars Jedi Arena. Yep. Played a lot of that. Yeah, and then here's some stuff on the 7800. Frogger 2. Let's see, so where's... Yeah, and then here we go. Centipede for the 7800. I really wish I would have had the opportunity to play the 7800 as a kid. Ms. Pac-Man for the 7800. I never knew anyone who owned a 7800. It was just, Atari 2600 that was what I knew and was familiar with. Oh, here we go. Xevious for the 7800. I think this is a pretty decent conversion. Yeah. Choplifter. We've got the 7800 version of that. Robotron 2084. Ball Blazer, which is pretty impressive, technically speaking. And Desert Falcon, which is a sort of Zaxxon-style perspective shooter. One-on-one basketball. I played a lot of that on my home computer growing up. Yeah, lots of cool stuff going on in this. So this will be fun to read through. Yeah. Yes, once again, my brother just knows how to buy for me. So yeah, the Atari 2600, 7800 Visual Compendium. Very, very cool release that I'm going to have some fun browsing through and reading. So that was everything for December of 2023. Once again, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. I'm looking forward to playing some of this stuff, hopefully in the new year. Definitely looking forward to maybe firing this up. It's going to be vying for my time alongside Escalada 2, which I'll be putting time into this year as my podcast's kind of year-long focus game. But what stuff here would you be most excited to play? I know lots of people are all about the DOJ right now, but how many of you have seen the 2600, 7800 Visual Compendium, and have you enjoyed that? Or what do you think about cool new indie games like Repugnant Bounty getting physical releases? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing so you can see more of my videos in your YouTube feed. As always, thank you for watching, thanks for playing, and game on.